So, I trust everybody had a good weekend.
Yes.
That's all
Well,
right.
I'm
What
glad
about
you had a good weekend. They're not talking to me, so I don't know what's their problem. Y'all not talking to me today?
What did you do this weekend?
I cut hay all weekend.
In the heat?
Yeah, but I got an air-conditioned tractor, so it ain't that bad.
You have a nice farmer's tan?
No, I don't know if I do or not.
Do you have 10 on your tractor?
Huh?
I've seen a tractor with 10 on it. I didn't know they made those.
Yeah, well, they just go take it to a car shop and have it tinted. The reason that is because the sun makes that cab like a greenhouse, and it makes the air conditioner work harder and harder. So there's a reason. And you can tint all the windows.
Yeah, I seen it.
It's
complete. Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Since it's off-road, you can tint all the windows. Okay, I guess we got to get started. We got a lot of questions to still cover, and I want to get the test up today, so I'm already recording. Alrighty. This one is 7B19/4. I don't know if we left off on this one, or let's see what it says. I think we did this one, didn't we? Yeah. We left off with this one, so that's the one we ended class with. So I'll delete that one.
And them 7 C's, so you can delete.
What?
You can delete the 7 C's because you omitted that section at the bottom.
Oh, did we cover all of these already?
No, you said you was gonna omit section.
Okay, well, let me finish B and then we'll do that. 7B25/7. Let's see if I did that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did that one. God, did we cover all of these?
We did a lot last time.
Okay, I thought we.
I remember you ended up, like she said, you ended up taking off C because they were weird and didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, then we might be getting ready to take the test anyway. Yeah, that's at least one. We did the at least one rule. Okay. Well, this one's still, okay, that's 7C. So I'm just going to take these out and let's get on to the test.
I just have one question because
Yeah.
I keep getting confused. And whenever I do the factorial in my calculator, when it comes up as the scientific notation and it's all funky and weird, I get confused on how to convert that to what they're asking for, because I'll do it in my calculator and I'll get it right, but then when I go to type it in, I don't know.
All right, the best thing for me to do there is to review over scientific notation. That's the best thing to do, because if I try to just address one part of scientific notation, then it's not going to help you. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go over the whole spiel right quick for you. And it's not a bad thing, especially for nursing students that are in taking nursing classes, especially in biology. So I don't know, somebody's messed with my camera. Hold on just a second. There we go.
Hey, do you know how we get that on the big screen? Or, I don't know.
What's wrong?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how to see what you're doing on the big screen we have over here.
There's supposed to be a button right here. Can you share your content?
I'm presenting. Can y'all see the page?
Yeah.
Oh, we can see though.
So, scientific notation.
Oh no, there's supposed to be a thing right here. But there's not.
Our thingy's being weird to where we can't see like with your where the calculator and where your notes are. We can't see it on our.
Okay, can you see the page where I just wrote scientific notation?
I mean, we see you and then that, but we can't see like the actual just the screen where it says it.
All right, let me do present screen again. Hannah, can you see that okay?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right, I just did present screen again. Is this,
Let's just go get it.
I see the white screen over there. Is that, on your right side, is your screen white?
Yeah, it is white.
Okay, but you can't see where I've written scientific notation.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna take you out and bring you back in, okay?
Okay. He went to ask.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not.
Appearing to come up.
It didn't bring up the thing that says accept and.
No, it didn't bring up that.
All right, let me take you out and bring you back in. Hold on just a second.
Oh wait.
Okay.
Okay. Now it has popped up.
Okay,
Now we
good.
can move this out.
Okay,
Yeah, we got
scientific notation, Hubert definition,
Thank you.
is placing decimal to the right of the first number greater than 0. All right, now it's very important that you understand what scientific notation is, and that's it. All right, it's usually used with very large or very small numbers. Okay, now when you're given scientific notation, it's usually in this form: 2.6 times 10 to the fourth power. Now, that's in scientific notation. And I'm looking to see, that's Miss Bradley. Okay, Miss Bradley wants to Skype in. Hold on just a second. Give me a second. Okay, where is she?
You need anything? Him?
There she is.
You need something? Oh, no.
Okay.
Hello.
Jamaica is in the room. All right. Now, if you take 2 times 6 times 10 to the fourth, that's in your calculator. It'll be written, I don't know how it's written in your calculator, 2.6 e to the fourth power, something like that. It's the same thing. All right. That means that you write the 2.6 and you move the decimal 4 places to the right, because it is, if there's not a negative in front of it, it's assumed to be what? Positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that number is equal to 26,000. 2.6 times 10 to the fourth is 26,000. if you get 2.6 times 10 to the negative third, that'll be in your calculator as 2.6 e to the negative 3, something like that. Then that would be 2.6, and you would move the decimal 3 places to the left, which would be 0.0026. Okay, now that's what you do when you have scientific notation. All right? And that's when the calculator gives you scientific notation and you have to write it like regular notation. This is what you call regular notation.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I think I was just getting really confused as to how to interpret the way the calculator presented it. So I was like, what the heck? But
yeah, a lot of people, I teach a lot of classes, and I think that's one of the things, and the reason it's like that is because you've had scientific notation in the past, except what happens is you regress it. It goes back in the back of your mind, and then when you see it again, it's like a panic attack because you've seen it, but you can't remember it.
Yep.
And that's what happens, and it happens in algebra, it happens in calculus, it happens in every single class I teach. As soon as it pops up on that screen, I get a student hyperventilating because they can't remember it. So you're not the only one. Now, just to show you for other reasons, I'm going to go the other way. All right. Let's say I give you 0.0000324. And I tell you to write this in scientific notation. Well, you got to remember the rule. If you don't remember the rule, you might as well just go ahead to the next question. The rule says putting the decimal to the right of the first number greater than 0. Well, which way do we read?
Left to
We
right.
read left to right. So that's where it goes right there. But if you don't know the definition, you don't know what to do.
Right.
So this is a case, if you neglect to learn the definition, you might as well just not even do the problems.
So this
Right.
is 3.24 times x to the third.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
Sorry.
So that's equal to 3.24 times 10 to the blank. And then how many times did you move it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be a 4. Now, the reason I do this blank, this is a Hubertism, all right? Because 99% of y'all can change this number into this, all right? But what happens is when you try to multiply or divide a scientific notation, y'all screw the signs up. And you always are off by 1. So what I tell students is, at this point right here, ask yourself mentally means where, in your head, which way do I move the decimal at 3.24 right here to get the original form? So which way do I move this decimal right here to get it back to the original form? Somebody answer that.
To the left.
To the left, so that's a negative. So 0.000324 is equal to 3.24 times 10 to the negative fourth. Now again, that is not a problem if you're just converting. All right? Where the problem comes in will be the next page. I'll show you where the problem comes in. Here's another one. 4 million is equal to what? Well, the decimal right here is right there. That's the whole number. And a whole number, the decimal is always at the end. So I want to change it. So the decimal has got to go right here. So that'd be 4.0 times 10 to the blank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, which way in my head do I move this decimal to get it back the way it was? To the right. Now, a lot of students, the SNES engineers, always stop me at this point, and they always say, well, why don't you just remember if it's a big number, it goes to the right, and if it's a little number, it goes to the left. That's patternization. There's some things in math you do not want to patternize, and that's one of them. Okay? Because here is where students get screwed up when I do something like this. 45 times 10 to the 5th divided by 3 times 10 to the 2nd. This is where students get messed up because they don't know what to do with the result. Everybody knows that 45 divided by 3 is 15. And what do you, And what do you do with the exponents 5 and 2 if you're dividing?
Cancel out.
Be subtraction. So, hold on. Times 10 to the 5 minus 2. So that's equal to 15 times 10 to the 3rd. Now at this point, the student goes, well, I'm almost there, but what do I do next? Well, this next step is where students mess up 90% of the time. So 1.5 times 10 to the 3 blank 1. I move this decimal because it's not in scientific notation. I got to move it, and I move it one place right there. Now, which way do I move this decimal in my head to get it back the way it was? Then that right there is where students mess up. And I've seen students that swear to God they know how to use scientific notation. They miss these problems every single time. And they get 1.5 times 10 to the 2nd, where the answer is 1.5 times 10 to the 4th. And I'll even hear them in class. I'll say, okay, what's the answer? And they'll say 1.5 times 10 to the 2nd. And they got it wrong. All right? So be careful with scientific notation. One more, and I'll shut up about scientific notation. You asked for it. I'm sorry. You asked for it.
Can I see that one?
Mm-hmm. So try this one. 5 times 10 to the 4th multiplied by 6 times 10 to the 6th. Now I got a funny story about this one. One like this one. I'll tell you the funny story after y'all do it by hand, not by the calculator.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm stressed.
Yeah, you should quit. Yeah, 5 times 6 is a real hard number. What's 5 times 6? 30. Now you see why I told you to put away the calculator. I don't want you to go through life, you and Zach, I don't want y'all to go through life letting people know that y'all can't multiply 5 times 6. All right, times 10 to the 4 plus 6, because you're multiplying, and what do you do with exponents when you multiply?
Add.
You add. Now, that's 30 times 10 to the 10th. And 90% of y'all get that right. But the next step is what y'all get wrong. So 3.0 times 10 to the 10 blank 1. Which way do you move this decimal to get it back the way it was?
Left.
To the right.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
So that's going to be plus. And that's 3.0 times 10 to the 11th power. Now, check your answer with the calculator to make sure that I'm not crazy. And it should give you an exponent. But here's the story. I asked somebody I asked a class, this was in a algebra class, to do this. We were talking about scientific notation. And I had the students do this problem. Okay, I got a question for Hannah. Can you see Easley's board? Hannah?
Oh, I just noticed my the video is frozen. Not on the computer, but everyone's faces.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking is my hand is moving very slow on Easley.
Yeah.
Is it doing it on
It is
yours
here
too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just, I don't think there's anything gonna fix that. Okay.
Well, we did lose the, I mean, it came back, so it was fine, but where it has, the problem you're doing, it cut out and then would come back on, so I don't know if
I think that has to do with just traveling. You know, y'all ever seen Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory where the kid gets zapped and he's up in the air in little particles? I think that has to do with the particles going up yonder and this way and that way. So I don't think there's any help there unless the bandwidth is increased. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's what she did. This is what the student did. Instead of doing 4 little steps right here, she did this. And then she decided, okay, 6 million times, let's see, what is that, 50,000? And then she started. 0 times 0. So she had, I walked by, and she had like 15 lines down here.
Why didn't she just write down how many zeros she had and then just multiply?
Because this is the way people think. They see this, and they just freeze up, and they just revert back to this. So, don't do that. Check my answer. What'd you come up with?
That was right.
It's a miracle.
I got 3E11.
That's right. Now you know what it means, don't you?
I do. Thank you.
Now y'all all
Now
don't suck.
I'm going to stop freaking out now about the
Good.
calculator.
Listen, don't feel, as the old saying is, don't feel pregnant, because everybody does that. No matter what class you're in, people freak out when their calculator, and if their calculator would put 3.2 times 10 to the exponent -4, they wouldn't freak out. Okay, what happened to Hannah? Hannah, are you there? Hannah has left us. She got offended and left. Let me bring her back in.
Let's see Miss Bradley in her uniform.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's see Miss Bradley in her uniform.
I think she left.
I thought I saw her wearing earrings.
Here I am, Hubert. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hannah,
two
just
pens in
stand
here.
by. Hannah left us for a minute,
My pens
and
pencils
I don't
weren't
know
working.
if so. What?
I had 2 pens and 1 pencil in here, and none of them were working.
Well, you ever seen Apollo 13?
Yes.
Okay, you remember the part where they were running out of oxygen and they had to change
Yeah.
the filter? The filter in one ship was square, and the filter in another ship was what? Round.
Yeah.
Well, that. No, you don't need to explain anything to me. All right, I'm still waiting for Hannah to come back. She's still not. If somebody would text Hannah and say reboot the computer or get out, or not reboot the computer, but it's saying that she's off. It's saying that she's offline, and I removed her. Somebody tell her that she needs to. I don't know what she needs to do. Dad, blame it.
I don't know. You find that group text?
Yeah, I'm gonna just do the whole group because I ain't
Take me
got time.
out and bring me back in, she just said.
I did. I took her out. Tell her I took her
Priority 1
out.
message coming in on secured channel.
You bringing her back in?
Yes, that was her. I can't.
I got it.
It says that she's in a conference call. Thank you. Let me look again. There she is. Usually having to deal with Easley's gremlins. Everybody's this Monday. Everybody's having gremlins.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Gremlin. I can't even say it.
Gremlin?
Yeah, those things that mess up stuff. There we go.
Priority
All right,
1
Hannah.
message coming in on secured channel.
Now, the test. Here we go. Let me get the test pulled up. Now, I'm not going to change the bonus questions right now because they're last semesters. So y'all just chill out, okay? Let's just go over the material, and then the bonus questions I'll change after class. All right, last day of the semester. Somebody tell me what the last day of the semester is for this semester. Anybody know?
July
C.
25th.
Yeah,
July.
25th. Yeah, it'll be D. It'll be the only one that makes sense, okay? Okay, here we go. A company's computer passwords must consist of 3 letters with no repetition of letters. How many different passwords are possible? Well, this is just like the word smile. Remember I gave you the word smile? And I told you that what do you use for the word smile? How many letters are in it? So it'd be 5 what? Factorial, which is equal to 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60, 120. So how many letters are in this one? Say again. I think it was 3.
Yeah. 2 combinations.
There we go. Let me move this over.
Let me tell you why I hate this question.
Why?
Well, because is it gonna, once we figure out the smart answer, is it gonna say, well, you didn't consider that some could be capitals and some can't?
No, I think it's. I know. I hope it doesn't do that because I'm gonna give you credit if it does, because it doesn't say that.
The 120 questions like this are very specific. It says there are 22 letters to choose from. Capitals and lowercase are considered the same. This one sucks.
I know. 3. I would do 3 factorial.
They can't repeat, so it's without replacement though.
No, that's a different question. This is factorial. It should be factorial because of the way the letter's written. So that's going to be 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to 6.
That's actually the same thing though, isn't it?
So let's try that. Let's try a 3-word ice. Okay. Well, we can do ice. I don't know if they count ice. And then we can do CIE.
That'll work.
No, it just got different combinations.
Oh.
Okay. Then there's what? IEC. And then there's E what? ECI. And then there's what? EIC. And there's one more. CEI. CEI. So that's right. There's 6 variations. And that's what they're asking for, I think. So.
But there are 26 different letters to choose from. There's 26 letters in the alphabet.
No, it says a company's computer password must consist of 3 letters with no repetition. So see, it's already an open question. It's very open.
See, I would have tried to do this one like.
Okay, I see what you're
like
talking
a 126.
Combination.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I was thinking of a 3-letter word, like ice. It doesn't say a 3-letter word. So you're right. I'm sorry. You are correct. That would be. This would be no repetition of letters. That would be 26 combination of 3. 26 combination of 3. The question is very vague.
That's what makes this confusing.
I know.
So
I'll
even
be
on the
very.
homework, yeah.
Where did y'all go? Hold on.
Now, is this the same as if we wanted to do what we did in the last section where it was 1 over 26, then 1 over 25, then 1 over
That's
24?
multiplicative law. That's the word or. Remember, you got to read the question. It says or and. And is multiplicative law, or is additive law. It's going to say what is the probability of blank or blank.
Okay.
What is the probability of blank and blank? If you see the word or and, that's multiplicative law. This one's vague because I assumed it was a 3-letter word like this. But they're saying 3 letters, just 3 letters. So, I'm sorry, I just read the question wrong, and it can be taken both ways. 26 combination 3, somebody give me that answer.
2600.
2600. Now that's more like it, because if you read the question after you get the answer, you think about it, there's A, B, C, A, B, D, A, B, all the way to what?
Z.
Z.
That goes on.
That's 26. Huh?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But
you could also read this if you're reading it in a hurry.
Yeah.
A 3-letter word. It's very open, so.
Yeah.
But the Clemson teachers wrote this book, so.
And then again, the other thing, and hopefully it won't be this way, is do we have to consider that some of them could be capital letters?
Yeah, but it doesn't designate that. I mean, it's very open.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna be very lenient on that question. All right, here's another one. Okay, here's your marbles, your bag of marbles. See if y'all can do this one. It says, suppose that a bag contains 3 yellow marbles, 12 green marbles, and 5 white marbles. If one marble is selected, determine the probability that is a yellow marble. So that's pretty simple. They don't even ask you or and, so you know it's just basic probability. You got a bag of marbles, and there is 3 yellows, 12 green, and 5 white. So that's what? 5 and 3 is 8. That's 20. So 20 is going to be your total. The probability of a yellow marble would be 3 over 20. And what does that come out to be? Let's see. That's going to be divided by 2, divided by 2, and that's going to be over 10. And 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So 0.15 is your answer.
This one wants a simplified fraction.
Of course. So that'd be 3 over 20. This is simplified fraction. 3 out of 20. Now, what if it said, what is the probability of drawing 3 yellow marbles out the first 3 draws? Well, without replacement or with replacement. It would, when you see the words with or without replacement, or you see the word and, then you know it's multiplicative law.
So it'd be 3 times 20 to the third.
It'd be 3 over 20, parentheses, to the third power. Yes, because it's saying what is the probability of picking all 3 marbles the first 3 draws. Okay? Wake up, Zach. Quit partying so much. What's grade book for? Coconut? Make sure you don't answer that question. That way you can ask me the last week of class, how do you find your grade? The trifecta at most racetracks consists of selecting the first, second, and third place finishers. Now this problem right here is putting a sign, a big old sign at the top of it that says what? Order.
Okay.
First, second, and third. Order means permutation. In a particular race in the proper order, if there are 7 entries in the trifecta, how many tickets should you purchase to guarantee a win? That'd be 7 permutation 3. So this problem is 7 permutation 3. And the giveaway when it says first, second, and third, those 3 words tells you order, which equals permutation, NPR. N is always your biggest number. And the smaller number is always R.
Is that how it is with the combination as well?
Yeah, N is always your biggest number. I've been teaching y'all N is always the biggest number since statistics.
If you do it backwards, it'll say 0.
So, do that for me, and what do you get?
$210.
210. So you buy 210 tickets, you're going to get a win. So you already got $210 in the hole. But you're probably going to have a big payday because one of those horses or whatever is going to be a low probability of winning. And if he does win, then you're going to win a lot of money. But if the one that is supposed to win wins, you're going to come home with what? $300 maybe. Not very much. Next question. All right, try this one. The mathematics department of a college has 5 male professors, 11 female professors, 15 male teaching assistants, and 12 female teaching assistants. This question is offensive. You know why, don't you? There's more than male and female.
Oh my God, shut up.
If a person is selected at random from a group, here is your flag. Find the probability that the selected person is a teaching assistant, blank, a female. What is that blank?
Or.
Or means additive law. So you got to make a chart.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, you're a loser. Or equals additive law. Now, what I would suggest y'all do is write this problem down and take a highlighter and highlight that or and then put additive. Now, what's the only thing you got to remember about the additive law? Always subtract the what? Overlap. So you got to draw a chart. Mathematics department of a college has 5 male professors. So I'm going to put 5 male right here, and let's see, how many? 15 teaching assistants, male teaching assistants, right? And we're going to put male right here. And female, 11 female professors, and 12 female teaching assistants. I've been teaching for 20 years plus. I don't say this very much, but I've been teaching for 20 plus years. And I have slowly seen the thing about female and male. Okay, it used to be that you'd go over the questions and you'd go over 3 questions. And the male would be higher on this question, then the female would be higher on this question, then the male would be higher. It used to be alternating. And then slowly it started to be that the males were stupid. Okay, they couldn't do anything. Females were always superior. Now watch this one. Okay, what's better, to be a teaching assistant or to be a professor?
A professor.
A professor. And look who has more professorships. The women. What's worse, being a teacher or teaching assistant? And the males have the worst. You'll see this all through textbooks. You'll see it no matter what. If it takes, baking a cake, all right? It takes John 5 hours to bake a cake. It takes Susie a half an hour. Okay? And it can be the same way with doing rebuilding the transmission for 1965 Mustang. Okay? Susie's going to do it in half the time that John is, because John.
No, in bacon they'd want the male to do it better because it would be a sexist role.
Not in these books. Not in these books.
Stuff is so stupid. Who cares?
And Ivanka Trump sitting in for her dad, and she gets chastised for it. Okay. Okay. So what goes up here? What goes up here? Well, basically, this is male. There's 20 males, and I'm trying to add and talk in my head at the same time. 11 and 12 is what? 23. 23 and 20 is 43. No.
I got 43.
I'm getting a total. Add them all up.
A total in the chart or the total in the problem?
Everything.
I have
How many
43.
people are we talking about? How much?
43.
Okay, so 43 is in your denominator. Now, the question says, find the probability that the selected person is a teaching assistant. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. This is your professors, and this is your TAs. Y'all with me now? Sorry. I forgot to add that. Now take your highlighter out and circle. I'm going to circle. You take your highlighter and highlight through it. Teaching assistant, 15 plus 12 plus, because this is the additive law, and female, 11 plus 12, and then we minus the what? Overlap, and the overlap is 12. And that's your probability of the event. I can't write it all in there, so I'm just going to write event. And that's going to be 15 plus 12. You can actually take out the 12s right here. And that's going to be 15 plus 13, which is what? 28? 28 over 43. I don't know what it says. Type as a fraction, so 28 over 43. Question on that one?
I got 38.
I did too.
Okay, well,
Okay, we
good
get
thing
it.
about it is we can go back.
We get it.
Is it 38? 5, 6, 7. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
15 plus 12 is 27.
Mm-hmm.
I got 28.
It's because you have a 1 instead of an 11. Your parentheses are there.
Oh, did I not write it down right?
It's okay.
Oh, I know. That looks like a parenthesis right here. That's why I did it. Sorry. There we go. My bad. Thank you for correcting me. 38. Next question. All right, try this one. An experiment consists of drawing one card from a 52 card deck. What is the probability of drawing a diamond? So there's 13 diamonds in a deck of cards. Sorry. So that means 13 out of what?
52.
52, which is equal to 1/4.
Yeah.
Now you got to watch, because here, let me ask you this. You got a standard deck of cards. There's one card from a deck of cards. You pick one card from a deck of cards. What is the probability of it being an ace and a queen? 0 probability. Why?
Because that doesn't exist.
You can't
Because
pick
why?
more than one card.
Because they're mutually exclusive.
You can only pick what? One card. And it's asking you for 2 cards. That's a question in the homework or the test, and it's a trick question. Relate it to the question about the die. What is the probability of rolling a 7 on a die?
0.
You got to think about it. Next one. I'm just warning you about that one. All right. Dependent or independent? Flag. Independent or dependent? What's that flag for? Multiplicative what? Multiplicative law. With or without replacement? Remember, dependent affects. Independent does not affect. Dependent affects means without replacement. With replacement does not affect. Without replacement is taking the marble and putting it in your pocket. Now remember, when you're talking about bodies or votes, it's an automatic. Anytime you're talking about bodies, like voting or bodies on a council or anything like that, you're going to be without, because you can't use the same body twice. All right? After 300, what do you remember? After 300, it doesn't matter which one you use. All right. Now that we know what type of problem we're dealing with, drawing 3 kings in a row. That's just like your 3 CDs in a row. So you're going to have to either do this, or you're going to do what? To the 3rd power. All right, let's talk about the kings. How many kings are there in a deck of cards?
4.
There's 4. So 4 out of 52 is what we're actually going to be starting with. All right, now we've got all the kings and we've got all that out of the way. Now it says drawing 3 kings in a row from a standard deck of cards. We've already done that. When the drawn card is not what?
Return.
It's put in your pocket. Put in your pocket means dependent, so that means without replacement, which means we've got to count down. So 4 out of 52, 3 out of 51, and 2 out of what? Somebody do that math. Says type is a simplified fraction. Good gracious, that's going to be a nasty fraction. Well, that's 1 out of 25. That's 1 out of 17. And this is 1 out of 13. So that's 1/13 times 1/17 times 1/25. I'll do the top. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And the bottom, well, 10 quarters. 10 quarters is what? $40? So 13 quarters is $43. 430. And 430 times 10 is 4,300.
It's 55.
Okay, thank you. 55 what? 55.25. Sorry, I need to turn this camera the way I write. That kind of would help. So what do we say? Dependent?
Yes.
And 1 over 55.25. So if you bet $500 on this, if you got 3 kings, what would you win? A lot of dang money. Why? Because the probability is just about
None.
getting hit by lightning. So let's do that. Let's figure that out. What's the probability against? Well, the probability against is going to be 55.24 over 55.25. So multiply 55.24 times 500. What would you win?
Say that again.
Yes. What was that number?
55.24 multiplied by 500. Because you're betting $500 that you're going to pick 3. What'd you win?
2,762,000.
Yep. Or whatever it comes out to be. It's going to be a lot of money because you would probably have more probability of getting hit by lightning than picking 3 kings from a deck of cards in a row. But would Las Vegas make that a game? Yes. Why?
They make
It's hard.
Because they're going to make money because you ain't going to hit 3 kings. All right? Remember, who is not in the charity business? Las Vegas and the bank. So they're not going to give you money on something that you can do easily. What does that come out to be? Let's do it on a calculator.
2,762,000.
Was it 2 million?
Yeah.
500 times, what did I say, 55,
25.
5524. Because you gotta, because that's what the probability of failure is.
Oh yeah.
That's a good payday.
Gamble no more. Go straight home.
Yep. There goes, no, some idiot would lose all that money.
Cause I'm not a gambler.
I'm not either. If I won the lottery, the first place I'd go to besides the Dodge place was Caterpillar place. That's the first place, 2 places I would go. Then after I go there, I go to the bank.
The gamble.
Bulldozers.
Oh.
Bulldozers and stuff like that. And then I'd go probably to the John Deere place and buy a few tractors. Then I'd go to the bank. All right. All right, here we go. The following table gives the gender political affiliation of 100 randomly selected voters at a voting site. Suppose you select a voter at random from this voting site. Answers the following questions A through E. All right, I'm going to let y'all write that one down because this is a good test question. Because y'all give up before you even start. That's why I put it on the test. See, Zach already quit. You're a failure, Zach.
I just didn't do this one.
She'll get it right anyway because she's a woman. She's
Yeah.
female. Female get it right. Male's a failure. All right, A says select a woman. Doesn't say or, doesn't say and. So that means you just find the probability, basic probability. What is the probability that you select a Democrat? Basic probability. What is the probability that you do not select? When you see the word do not, what's the word you need to think of?
Subtract.
C. I'm thinking of the word. You're right. C. Complement. Good. So put complement beside C. Collie, you think they did that on purpose? What is the probability that you select a male Republican? Male Republican. So work that out. And someone who is not a female Democrat. Now what they're trying to get you to do there is take the opposite of a male Republican, but you can't because what else is up there? It's not just Democrat and Republican, it's what? Independent. Which, in my opinion, there should be more of because that's what I am and everybody should be like me. The reason I consider myself an independent is I'm a conservative Democrat and a liberal Republican, which is about 70% of the nation.
Yeah, either.
I'm not a right-wing nut job, and I'm not a left-wing snowflake. There we go. Why didn't I think about doing this earlier? Golly, I'm so smart. It only takes me an hour to figure things out. Because why? I'm a guy. Like I said, 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. It was kind of shared. But now you open a book, that woman, she's got everything going for her. She can do things twice as fast. She's the president, and everybody's beneath her. And it's just great. Except if it was a conservative woman, then she'd be stupid, like Ivanka Trump. I think that is so funny. I think y'all are seeing history in the making. Y'all are seeing a president that can't do anything right. Can't do anything right, no matter what he does. My father used to say Jesus Christ could come down and do it, and he still wouldn't satisfy everybody. The older I get, the more and more I see that's a very true statement. I know, I said Jesus Christ. Just sue me.
Okay. These are all asking for fractions.
Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. Women and men. Shut up, Hubert. 20, 24, 26, 15, and 7 and 8. Another thing I've noticed in books, 20 years ago, independents would have been 1 and 3, or 1 and 2, or 2 and 1. So they're bringing the independents up a little bit too. All right, so A. What is the probability that you select a woman? Well, select a woman. First of all, you got to have your denominator. Somebody add them all up. 100, right? I think it says that in the question. So what is woman? How many are women? 46 and 3 is 50, 53.
Yeah.
Is that right? Which is
Priority one message coming in
0.53
on secured channel.
or 53 out of 100. So that's pretty simple. So if y'all get that wrong, you don't what? You don't tell anybody. Okay? What is the probability that you select a Democrat? Democrat is 26 and 15 is 41 out of 100 or 0.41. The reason I'm circling the decimal is most of the time they're going to ask for a decimal, but in this case, y'all are too stupid to know what a decimal is, so this book knows that, so they want you to type in a fraction. C. Do not select a Republican. Well, first of all, you got to do the Republican. Probability of Republican is equal to Republican would be 44 out of what?
100.
44 out of 100. So therefore, not Republican would be 54 out of what? 100.
Damn, I can't add.
What'd you do? Or I can't.
I ended
add.
up with 58,
Okay.
but I think I'm right. I think it's supposed to be 56.
Okay, 56. Thank you. I can't add either. I just did that because I wanted to make sure.
I don't know. I added up all the
find
different
the error.
And we did.
Yep. I did it on purpose. D. What is the probability that you select a male Republican? Well, male Republican, here it is, male Republican is 24. So that would be 24, probability of a male Republican is equal to 24 over 100, which is equal to 0.24. What is the probability that you select someone who is not a female Democrat? Well, the first thing you do is do female Democrat. E. Probability of female Democrat. Female, oh, I didn't put woman. Female. Female Democrat is what?
26.
So that's 26 over 100. Therefore, probability of a female Democrat not is equal to what? 74 over 100?
Yes.
And see, that's the bait. They want you to go for they want you to use D, is what they're wanting you to use. And D doesn't have anything to do with E. They want you to chomp down on that hook, line, and sinker. So, first one is 53 out of 100. The second one is 44 out of 100. The third one is 41 out of 100. The third one is 44 out of 100.
Have to be simplified.
Oh, 22 out of 50, or 41. That's 41. And 22 out of 50.
C is 56 out of 100, which reduces to 14
Oh, I'm
over
sorry.
25.
Yeah.
I wrote this one. I wrote 44. What is it?
14 over 25.
14 out of 25. And D is 2.
6 out of 25.
What'd y'all say?
6 over 25.
6 over 25. Nope. Yeah. And last one, somebody do that one for me.
37 over 100.
37 over 50.
Yeah, that's right.
37 over 50. Next. He awards me extra points. He's mean. Email address. If you get this one wrong, do not tell anybody. What does gradebook do? I should take that one off. I don't even do that anymore. Huh? Drops lowest. No way, no how. Should be this one. Choosing 4 numbers that match 4 randomly selected balls when the balls are numbered 1 through 34. Now, this one can be done, I mean, it's very vague. As far as should you put it over 1 or should you put it just by itself? I think you should put it by yourself because it's not saying that you're buying a ticket. It's not asking you to win. All it says is find the probability. So it's very, very vague. I would do the probability. Do they have to be in any order? No. So the combination or permutation? Combination. Your biggest number is always in. What's your biggest number?
36.
36. How many balls?
4.
So there it is. Now it says type as an integer or a simplified fraction. Evidently they're saying that you're buying at least 1 ticket. This is very vague. So somebody give me the answer.
Integer a whole number?
Yeah. We can just write the whole number then.
Right, it's 58905.
58905. Did everybody get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
58905. 58905. I'm going to check answer. See, it's incorrect.
What?
I'm going to put 1 over it. Oh, worst. 58905. See? That is so wrong.
I actually got, I had gotten so many questions wrong on the homework for that exact thing we just did, and then I was getting so mad because I felt like I was doing the problem
it's
right, but I
wrong
couldn't get the
because
answer.
they're not asking you what are the chances of winning a lottery. It just says find the
Right.
probability.
Right.
And I guess they're saying you're buying a ticket if you're trying to, they should say, assuming that you're buying a ticket, 1 ticket. They should say that. But
Right. And that's when it gets confusing to know when to put it in.
and when
just
not
as you
to.
said on the, yeah.
Can we do a review on this book?
Doesn't do you any good. You know why we're using it?
Because it's cheap.
The Clemson person.
Because Clemson instructors are using it.
Oh.
So take that up with the
I
department
wanted
head.
to go to Clemson. I'd go to Clemson.
Take it up with the department head. Because she's the one that said that. Use the theoretical, and we have to because if you want to know the truth about it, there is no 103 anywhere else in the nation. The only reason we have it is because Clemson students couldn't pass 220. So instead of, keeping the bar this high, they watered down 220 to this and lowered the bar.
220 is easier. 120.
220 is the second class of 120. It's the extension class. Like 102 and 101 and 102, well, same thing. So Clemson students couldn't pass it. So instead of keeping that bar high, they did like any other public school would do. They lowered the bar and made a new class that was watered down. Use the theoretical method to determine the probability of the outcome of an event given below. The next president of the United States was born on Friday. Ding, ding, ding. What's that word?
Or.
Or. Or means what?
Additive.
Additive law. Now, how many days are there in a year?
365.
What?
Yeah, or 366.
Well, it doesn't say that, so we're going to go with normality. Okay? And how many Fridays are there in a year?
Depends on the year.
Well, there should be 52. There's 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yes.
So there's 52 Fridays. And there's what?
One day.
How many Tuesdays? So that's 104 out of 365. It says type as a simplified fraction. So 52. I don't know if it's simple. Y'all simplified. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got my Obama phone. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That was so funny.
Y'all ever seen the Obama phone woman? Y'all have never seen that before?
I don't know.
Y'all
I've
need to
seen it.
Google it.
Sounds funny.
I've seen it.
Exactly.
Yeah, oh gosh, it's hilarious. That woman's high on something. Somebody simplify that for me. 104 over 365. What does that come out to?
Do 365 simple?
I don't think it does.
By 5.
Yeah, by 5, but that's it. So it's not simple. 104 over 365. Y'all see about that actor, that idiot actor? I don't even know who he is. They say he's an actor in Atlanta that was drunk, got arrested, and he tried to run into a hotel room.
I did see that.
Who?
So funny.
Who is that guy?
I forget. I thought that was so funny.
What do you do?
He ran into a hotel and tried to hide. He was drunk and he was unruly, and maybe somebody asked who he was, and you know how actors are. If you don't know, if you don't grovel at their feet, they get mad at you. Did I ever tell you about my Walmart story? I was working at Walmart, and back in the day, back in the 80s, there was a guy that worked at Channel 4 News, and his name, did I tell you about this? His name was Ken Sparks. Well, I am unusual, okay? And the fact that when I am on the elevator with a famous person, I will not bother that person, okay? I will not act all stupid like some people act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay? I'll talk to them. I'll say hello, but I won't, because I think that if you're a famous person, you get tired of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to grovel because he's just a person. I mean, I don't do that. Anyway, that happened to me at the grocery store too. Somebody famous at the grocery store, and I just talked to him. Hey, how you doing? I didn't act like, oh, can I have your autograph? Anyway, so this guy walks in, and I know local talent, they're the worst. Okay, they're the ones that will they will self-combust if you say, who are you? They will go into a self-combustion. So I knew that, and I'm only 18 or 19, and then I'm working back there in sporting goods, and here comes Ken Sparks. He's about 3 foot tall, okay, and he's got the Napoleon complex. So I knew this was just going to be great, and it turned out even more great. So he comes up and he says, I was wanting to get this stuff, and he put down some stuff right here, and he was writing a check. Well, back then, if any of y'all have ever done a check registering job or whatever you call it, cashier job, back then you had to do a cross. You had to do the cross thing at the check, and you had to write the driver's license number right here, and you had to do all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I said I need a driver's license and 2 forms of ID or something, or 2 credit cards. He looked at me, and I knew this was going to happen, and I just couldn't wait for it. I had my head down. I need a driver's license and 2 credit cards. And there was just silence. And I looked up, and he went, you don't know who I am? I said, I knew who he was. I said, no. He said, I'm Ken Sparks. I said, well, I'm Hubert McClure. I need 2 forms of ID, or I need 2. And, he just, let me see I need to see your manager. Well, it just so happened that the manager that was on duty that night, everybody hates because she was from Indiana. Okay? She was from out of town. And she had just been there for about 3 days. And this was her first night on the job. Now, the best thing about this was not that. The best thing about this is this woman was about 3 foot tall, and she's kind of like Mighty Dog or Underdog or whatever, and she would snap your head off in a heartbeat because she was a real teetotal, you know what?
Bad bone. Yeah.
Okay, and she was from Indiana. Either. So this was just a perfect storm. Okay, I could not choreograph this better. So I say, Miss Watts, please come back. I still remember her name, Miss Watts. Miss Watts, could you please come back to the back? Ching! So I just sit there. Dum, 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 dum. Here she comes. She got her little prissy priss going on. She's about 3 foot tall, about the same size, same height Ken Sparks is. And she goes, "What's the problem?" I said, "I asked for a driver's license and 2 credit cards, and he doesn't want to give it to me." And he said, "No, I shouldn't have to give it to you. Do you know who I am?" And she looked at him and she said, "I don't know who you are." He threw his stuff down and he grabbed his driver's license up and he left that store. I still remember it to this day. It was, and she looked at me and she just went, and she just walked on off. Talk about ego. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I still remember that to this day. And since then, I do the same thing when I can. When I ever meet a local, especially from Channel 4, because they think they are God. One guy did it. Michael Cogdell came to a RTV thing, and somebody asked him if those trophies. He said, "I got 15 trophies. I got 15 trophies." They asked him if they were plastic or not. And he got all red-faced. I think it's funny to harass people of local talent, especially when they think they are above that. I'm just weird. Anyway, I don't know who that actor was, but I put on there, "Who is this?" I put on Facebook, "Who is this?" He had a real name, Shiro LeBeau or something like that.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
I
really watch Transformers. I watch SpongeBob. No, I don't watch Transformers.
Yeah, he was the first.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like a million movies, so he only has one movie.
Disney Channel. He had a.
He used to be a Disney kid star or whatever.
Even Stevens.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, even Steven.
He played in Holes.
Yeah, he just haven't been out in years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Somebody needs to beat the crap
He's been
out of
pretty crazy. He's kind of
Probability of rolling a
anti-American.
fair die and not getting an outcome less than 5. So when you see not getting, what do you need to do?
Find the comp.
Find that. So find the probability of an outcome less than 5. So let's draw a die.
2 of 6.
I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Less than 5. And this is where the reading comes in. You can't include 5. Less than 5 is here. So the probability of less than 5 is equal to 4 out of 6. Therefore, the probability of not less than 5, I'll do the math for you, is 2 out of 6. Always remember, when they ask for not, you find the probability first. Then, if you try to do it the other way, they're going to get you, especially with the independent Republican and Democrat. They're going to get you, and you're going to get it wrong. So what is that? 2 out of 6, which is what? 1/3. All right, do this one. Determine whether first of all, is this bodies or votes? Is it bodies or votes? Yes, it's bodies. So you know automatically that it's without replacement. Why? Because you can't serve on two committees.
Gmail.
I mean, you can serve on two committees, but not the same committee. I mean, you can't do that. You know,
Can't be in two places at once.
that's right. Okay? So you can't be, so that will be combination, or it's going to be, I don't know if it's, let's see, what does it say? Randomly selecting a 4-person committee consisting entirely of women from a post. So this is multiplicative rule because it's asking for independent or dependent. Now, this question again, you need to write it down, take your highlighter, and do independent or dependent. Because the first thing y'all going to do on the test is you're going to say, oh, this is combination. No, the independent or dependent overrides the combination. So you know it's not a combination or a permutation. This is a multiplicative law. This is a CD question. So you got a room full of people. This is the way I like to do it. The CD question. The CD, I had 2,000 CDs in a box. Here we have how many people in the room? 18 and 15. What's 18 and 15?
33.
I can't add eights, huh?
33.
33.
33. And there is 18 men and 15 female. And they want to know what is how many? 4 persons. 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 out of 33. What's the next one? 14 out of 32. 13 out of 31. And 12 out of 30. And y'all do that. Oh, they want you to do no, 4 decimal places, thank goodness. It is dependent because it's bodies or votes. And somebody tell me what you get. Give me 5 decimal places so I can write it down on here. 5 decimal places.
I got 0.03336.
0, 3, 3. 3 and a 6?
3 threes and a
Okay.
6.
Thank you. So that's
what
going to
I
be 0.0334. .0334. Next,
So what?
you draw 1 card from a 52 card deck. Then the card is replaced in the deck. That's with replacement, if you need that. And it's shuffled again, and you draw again. Find the probability of drawing a jack each time. Well, you got with replacement, so this is going to be exponent. So it looks like to me you're picking twice, right? You draw 1 card, drawing each time, draw again. So how many times did you draw? You're going to draw twice. So this one is going to be 4 out of 52 or 1 out of 13 raised to the what? Second power. Which is going to be 1 out of 169 because you know your multiplication tables. You don't need a calculator for that. One over 169. What have you bet 500 on this one? Well, multiply 500 times 160. Let's see, what would be 1 out of 13? I'm thinking 1. No, I'm thinking, let's see. the probability of picking will be 4 out of 13, 4 out of 52, so that'd be 48 out of 52, which would be 48 to 4, which would be, how many times will 4 go into 48? 12?
Well,
So it'd be 12 to 1, so it'd be 12 times 500. What's 12 times 500? You get $6,000. Would this be a game at Las Vegas? Because the probability is so low. Next.
While you're switching, can I tell you something funny?
What?
Last week I applied for a tutoring job, like just reapplied for a fall semester.
Yeah.
And Tri-County just sent me a thing back saying I didn't have the minimum qualifications to be a tutor, even though I'm already a tutor for 2 semesters.
What class?
Same ones.
Talk to Miss C, right?
Oh, she's retired, but I just forwarded the email to Justin and laughed. They already did my contract.
Tickets.
Ridiculous.
Bureaucrats. I'm letting y'all do this one because this is one that gives y'all some trouble sometimes. It's a calculator drill. Do the math in your head, and then when you get it simplified, do the calculator drill. So 13 minus 2 is what? 11? So that's 2 factorial, which is 2. Come on, people. 2 times 11 factorial. So 13 factorial over 2 times 11 factorial. That's what you need to do in the calculator. And I know I usually have this pulled up where you can see it. I'm sorry. But the reason I got it half is so I can use this screen. I wouldn't have to do this if I had an Epson.
Oh no, I just have bad eyes. So.
I know, well, I'm just apologizing.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, what?
78.
The answer is 78.
Me too.
Everybody got 78? Waiting on the other 2 campuses. Speak up whenever y'all get the answer. We got 78. Did you get 78? Hannah? Hannah don't want to speak. Easily? Did y'all get 78?
Hang on.
Zach's watching, what's it called? What's Sheila LaBeouf on Disney Channel?
no.
Even Steven. Zach's watching Even Steven. He had a flashback.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else that it was kind of a big deal that he was in before that.
Even Stevens was when he was a kid. Then he went from
Before Transformers.
Oh.
Seems like there was something before then.
One hit wonder.
No,
Transformers is a pretty big deal,
Oh, yeah.
though. I mean, there's like 8 of them.
He was in the first
8 movies?
Transformers.
No, there's like the 5th one that just came out, I think.
Is he in it?
No, he was in
No,
the
I haven't
first.
seen any of them.
I haven't either.
I don't watch Transformers.
I don't either. I don't get, no, my kids don't, my kids didn't like Transformers. My son, well, he'll go see it because he likes going to the movies, but
It came out about 12 years.
yeah,
My nephews at that time.
all right, I got 78. Did y'all get 78?
Yes.
You didn't? Well, let's take the handy dandy calculator
There's been a lot of stuff, apparently.
and 13 factorial. I'm just going to put 13 factorial, which is math, probability, factorial, close parentheses, divided by parentheses, 2 times, parentheses, 11 factorial, close parentheses, equals 78. So we got that one. Next, kitchen. I'll take kitchen or my labs plus. Baby Evan, wants to arrange 5 blocks in a row. This is the smile question. There we go. 5 blocks in a row, 5 letters. So what are they? 120? 5 factorial? That's the smile question. $20, $60, $20. Is that it? I did the test. I got half an hour left. So you should have 15 minutes left when you get through.
And you shared your Walmart story.
Yeah, I sure did. I ought to tell you the story about the guy in the. You have not completed the assignment in the grocery line. What'd I make? I made an 88. Got this one wrong. How did I get that one? That one's not wrong.
It must be C. That's the only explanation.
Shut up.
Well, November.
I didn't answer it. That's why.
I bet you $1,000 it won't.
2,600, what we originally said.
That's what we said. I was right. It was 2,600.
No, it says we answered 2,600, and the right answer is.
Oh.
I bet you it's because of capital letters.
That is a wrong question. Go ahead and do it. That'd be 46 combination of 3. Do 46 combination. No.
Yeah.
What's 26 and 26? 52. 52 combination of 3. See what you get.
No, that's 22,100.
Let's see what they
does it say
say.
the answer is?
I can't. It says 15,600.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand what. Let's see. A company's computer password must consist of 3 letters with no repetition. That may be without replacement. No? Because you're going to get a fraction.
Mm-hmm.
That can't
You can't
be
do
that.
combination because you've got to reduce it each time.
You want to know something crazy?
I have no idea.
It's weird. I'm struggling. I took 120, and I'm struggling more with this class than I did 120 only because of the kids. I understand the question.
It's the,
And I told you that before the class started.
Yeah.
I told you that the book sucked.
It wanted us to do it like the multiplicative thing. They wanted us to do 126 times 125 times 124. Because no repetition without replacement.
Well, try that and see if you get it.
I did.
You're kidding. That is not even a question I've ever seen before. They're wanting you to do 125
I don't even have the.
times what? 124
Mm-hmm. Because without, you gotta.
times 123. Now, how'd you get to 125? 3 to the 5th power?
26. There's 26 letters in the alphabet, so the first time you'd have a 1 in 26 or whatever, and then because you don't replace, then you have 25 letters to choose from, and then next you have 23 letters to choose from.
You gotta set up as a fraction.
26.
How'd you get to 125?
1 over 26.
Well, you can't get the 1600 if you do fractions. The answer is 15,600.
This is just like the marble thing.
I know, but
you
those are fractions. What I'm saying is, how did you get to 125?
I didn't get 125. I got 1 over 26.
You can't get 15,600. You've got the right answer. If you say 125 times 124 times 123 is equal to 15,600.
26 letters of the alphabet times the 25 letters of the alphabet times the 24 letters of the alphabet equals 15.
Oh, I thought you said 125. I'm sorry. 26.
Yeah, you draw 1 out of 26.
Okay, 26 times 25 times 24. So that equals
26
times 25, 24. Multiply that. I'm sorry. I was confused. See, I've never seen a question like this where you take 26 times 25 times 24. I've never seen a question like this.
What? It's the same as if...
It's the same type of multiplicative, yes, but I've never seen it asked like this before.
See.
I think what you should say is take out repetition of letters and say without replacement. Maybe that might help. It helps me. Without replacement. I don't like the question, but just do it. Just do it like this right here, like Miss Grant says, because I didn't know how to do that problem. I'm not going to shy away from it. The reason I didn't know how to do it is the question is not written right, correctly. I don't think it is. It should have without replacement, a company computer password must consist of 3 letters. Maybe what is the probability, or it's just not written the way I would write it.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I was able to figure it out is because of the showed me an example on the homework I had to do 3 times. Because if it said if you select 3 letters or anything, the question is terrible. I agree with you.
Oh, so they're only wanting to know 1 week. Okay, now I got a problem with this one. I got a big problem with this one. Use the theoretical method to determine the probability of an outcome of an event given below. The next president of the United States was born on Friday or Tuesday.
I don't know. Did we just maybe not find the right
They're
way?
just taking 2 out. No, they're taking. Look at the answer.
Yeah.
They're taking 2 out of 7. I'm sorry. I thought. What's 2 out of 7? Somebody give me the. What is that?
2 into 7?
2 divided by 7. What is that?
0.28571.
And what's 194 divided by 365?
0.51531 something. Or that's
It
104.
can't be.
My bad. I did 194.
153.
Okay. Y'all see why I have a problem with that one?
Yeah, I mean the questions, it's you don't know how specific they actually are, because sometimes you look at that and you think 2 out of 7, that seems almost too easy. So when you type in that answer in the homework and then you get it wrong and then you do question help, it takes you on this whole nother thing that it's not obvious.
I was thinking a Tuesday or a Thursday out of next year.
Right.
Yeah, and like
right.
when we had to do those where the question asked about born in 1 month of the year, you shouldn't think about days. You should think about 12.
and they just want you to do like 1 out of 12 or something like that.
But they don't. They want you to do.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
It's stupid.
It's the opposite. So I'll be lenient with both of those type questions. This question I disagree with because they do not give you enough. To me, this says next week. The president is born Friday or Tuesday of the week. They should say of the week instead of the year, because I'm sorry, there's 365 days in a year. You celebrate your birthday once a what? Year. So to me,
Right. It's like you
born
don't
on
know
a
what
Tuesday.
to use as your denominator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with you on this one. This one can be taken both ways, so I will take either answer, but they're wanting just the week. So you might want to, what you might want to put with this question is just put week. Blank out of 7. I disagree with it. Okay, so y'all got questions on this? Any y'all see what the question test is made up of? Who's got questions? All right, I will post it today. Let's see, post test today. What's today?
Monday
The what? 7/10. So that means it will go to 7/17. Homework, I'll shut the homework off. I'll give you one more day of homework questions, which will be due Wednesday. What's Wednesday? The 13th, 11th, 12th? Homework to you.
Can you leave the homework due until Wednesday?
That's what I just said, Jamaica.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. I know
appreciate that.
you're having a bad week, 2 weeks. All right. Yeah, I'm leaving it open till Wednesday, midnight.
you.
Okay? All right. Y'all have a good day, and I will see y'all Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I cannot imagine.
Turn the recorder off. Turn the recorder off before I forget.